Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we break down the complex world of finance and business for you. Today we are diving deep into Stride Incorporated's proxy statement for their 2025 annual meeting. And let me tell you, they have a lot to discuss, from director elections to big changes in their employee stock plans. It is like a corporate soap opera, but with much higher stakes. Before we dive in, if you appreciate getting straight, unfiltered insights from these documents, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We also have a growing community Discord channel linked in the description below, all about dissecting these filings. Alright, so what exactly is this Stride Incorporated all about? Well, they are a big player in providing online education services for K-12 students. Think virtual schools and educational platforms designed to cater to individual learning needs. They have been around since 1999 and have seen a lot of growth, especially as more families look for alternatives to traditional schooling. This document is essentially a set of instructions and information for shareholders ahead of their annual meeting. It covers what business will be conducted, who is running for the board, and how your shares will be voted if you cannot attend. The letter from Stephen B. Fink, the lead independent director, really emphasizes that your vote matters. Whether you own one share or 1,000, your participation is key. They are pushing for shareholders to vote promptly, which usually means they want to ensure they have enough votes to pass their proposals without any last-minute surprises. Now for the main event, what are shareholders voting on this year? There are 6 items on the agenda. First up is electing 8 directors. This is pretty standard stuff you want, a board that represents the company's best interests. Then they are asking to ratify KPMG as their independent auditor for fiscal year 2026. This is also a routine but crucial step. After that, we have a non-binding advisory vote on executive compensation, often called say on pay. This is where shareholders get to voice their opinion on how much the top leaders are being paid. Following that, there are 2 really significant proposals asking for approval to amend and restate their 2016 Equity Incentive Award Plan and to approve their 2025 Employee Street OC Purchase Plan. These directly impact how the company can reward its employees with company stock, and this is where things get particularly interesting. Finally, they will discuss any other business that properly comes before the meeting. Stride is trying to be environmentally friendly and cost-conscious by sending out these materials mostly online. This is a trend we see across many companies nowadays. Let's check out the numbers. As of the 14th of October 2025, Stride had over 43 million shares of common stock outstanding. That is a lot of potential voting power. To conduct business at the meeting, a majority of the shares need to be represented either in person or by proxy. For director elections, a plurality of votes is enough, which means the 8 candidates with the most votes win. However, for all other proposals, including the big ones about stock plans and auditor ratification, a simple majority of votes cast is needed. This means that abstentions and broken non-votes, which basically means your broker did not vote your shares because they did not receive instructions, do not count towards the total votes for these proposals. So a vote against or an abstention effectively acts as a no vote. Let's meet the team on the board. There are 8 director nominees, each serving a 1-year term. We see names like Ida M. Alvarez, who has an impressive background with the US Small Business Administration and served on boards of major companies like HP Inc. and Wall. Mart Stores Inc. Stephen B. Fink is another seasoned director with extensive experience in finance and operations. Robert E. Noling Jr. brings leadership experience from tech companies. Alison Lawrence is recognized for her expertise in brand development, digital media, and e-commerce from her role at Stanley Black & Decker Incorporated. Liza McFadden, a former president and CEO of the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy, brings educational policy expertise. James J. Aru is both the Chief Executive Officer and Executive Chair of Stride. Ralph Smith has a lot of experience in education policy from his time at the Annie E. Casey Foundation and as a law professor. Lastly, Joseph Verbrugge has a solid background in commercial activities and management consulting from his time at SiriusXM Holdings Incorporated. What is interesting here is the blend of educational, financial, and business leadership experience, which is crucial for a company like Stride operating in a dynamic market. Speaking of James J. Ryu, he's the Chief Executive Officer and has been with Stride since 2013. Before taking the helm as CEO, he held key financial and strategic roles, showing he has a deep understanding of the company's operations. Stride seems to have good corporate governance in place. They have independent directors serving on their board except for their CEO. They also have a clear committee structure with an audit committee, compensation committee, and nominating and corporate governance committee. The reports from these committees give us a look into their oversight functions. For example, the audit committee is busy overseeing financial reporting, internal controls, and cybersecurity risks. The Compensation Committee is reviewing executive pay strategies, and the Nominating and Corporate Governance Committee is focused on director nominations and overall governance. It is important to note that the board has confirmed that all directors except Mr. Raiju are considered independent according to New York Stock Exchange rules. This is a good sign for strong oversight. The Audit Committee is made up of experienced individuals including Stephen B. Fink as Chair Robert E. Knowling, Junior Ralph Smith and Joseph A. Verbrugge. They have determined these members are independent and qualify as financial experts. Their responsibilities are extensive, covering everything from selecting auditors to discussing risk management and financial reporting with management. This part about limiting service on other audit committees is a good practice. It ensures directors have enough time to focus on Stride's critical financial oversight. The Compensation Committee, which includes Stephen B. Fink, Robert E., Knowling, Jr. Joseph A. Verbrugge, and Alison Lawrence, is tasked with reviewing executive compensation strategies. They approve goals for CEO compensation and review salaries, bonuses, and other compensation for other executives. Their charter also has them considering human capital management and any clawback policies, which is important for accountability. This brings us to Proposal 4, the potential amendment and restatement of the 2016 Equity Incentive Award Plan. Stride wants to increase the number of shares available for grants by 740,000 and extend the plan's term to October 2035. They justify this by saying it is crucial for attracting and retaining talent and aligning employee interests with shareholders. As of September 2025, there were about 1.6 million shares left for grants under the existing plan, so this increase is seen as necessary to fill future needs. The average burn rate, which is how fast they use up shares for awards, has been around 1.79% over the last 3 years. At that rate, the new shares would last about 2 more years. They believe this is a critical tool for staying competitive in the market. It is good to see that the plan includes best practices like no evergreen provisions, meaning they cannot just add shares automatically, and no repurchasing of stock options without shareholder approval. They also do not allow dividend payments on unvested awards and prohibit tax gross-ups, which are often seen as excessive perks. Then we have Proposal 5, the 2025 Employee Street Stock Purchase Plan, or ESPP. This plan aims to let eligible employees buy company stock at a discount through payroll deductions. Stride is seeking approval for 4 million shares to be issued under this plan. They believe this ESPP is a vital incentive and retention tool fostering employee ownership and aligning their interests with shareholders. They anticipate these shares will last for about 5 years and represent approximately 9.12% of their outstanding shares as of September 2025. This plan emphasizes that employees can get a piece of the company's growth, and it helps conserve company cash by issuing stock instead of higher salaries or bonuses. Looking at the executive compensation tables, James J. Ryu, the CEO, had a total compensation of over $21 million in fiscal year 2025. The vast majority of this was in stock awards, around $16.8 million, and non-equity incentive plan compensation around $3.6 million. His base salary remained steady at $1 million. Donna Blackman, the CFO, had a total compensation of over $6 million in fiscal year 2025. Her stock awards were valued at around $3.7 million, and her bonus was about $1.7 million. Todd Goldswaite earned over $1.7 million in total compensation in fiscal year 2025, with his stock awards making up the bulk of it. Notably, he did not receive any bonus payout for fiscal year 2025 because his performance metric value driver revenue was below the threshold. Grayson G. McMullen Sr. joined in March 2025 and his total compensation for the year was just under $2 million. This includes a significant portion in stock awards and a prorated bonus due to his partial year of employment. Vincent W. Mathis, our former General Counsel and Secretary, departed in November 2024. His compensation for fiscal year 2025 was around $1.8 million, primarily from stock awards. On the ownership side, BlackRock Inc. is a major shareholder owning about 14.4% of Stride stock. The Vanguard Group is also a significant holder with approximately 11.3%. Among the insiders, James J. Ryu owns about 1.8% of the company's shares. The compensation discussion and analysis section really unpacks the philosophy behind their executive pay. They emphasize pay for performance and aligning compensation with stockholder interests. A significant portion of their executives' target compensation is performance-based. For fiscal 2025, about 61% of the CEO's target pay was performance-based, and around 61% for other NEOs on average. They do not have guaranteed bonuses or excessive perks, which is a good sign of solid governance. Their stock ownership guidelines are quite strict, requiring the CEO to hold stock worth 5 times his salary and other executives 3 times theirs. This is a strong signal that management's financial interests are tied to the company's long-term success. Looking at their pay versus performance data, it's interesting to see the big jump in compensation actually paid to Payer One James J. Ryu in fiscal year 2025, reaching over $110 million. This is largely driven by a significant increase in the fair value of his outstanding unvested stock awards, which grew from about $30 million in fiscal 2024 to over $44 million in fiscal 2025, and then a massive increase in the change in fair value of those awards year over year. This highlights how much their executive compensation is tied to stock performance. Net income has also shown strong growth, steadily increasing from $204 million in fiscal 2024 to $288 million in fiscal 2025. Revenue also saw a healthy jump from $2 billion in 2024 to $2.4 billion in 2025. There was one minor hiccup with a late Form 4 filing for Allison Lawrence due to an administrative error which is noted as a delinquency. For those interested in future meetings, Stride has outlined the deadlines for submitting proposals and director nominations to ensure they can be considered for inclusion in the proxy materials. Now back to those crucial stock plan proposals. The 2016 Equity Incentive Award Plan, as amended and restated, is designed to grant options stock appreciation rights, restricted stock, and other awards. The key changes are an increase to the share pool by 740,000 shares and extending the plan until the 17th of October 2035. They want flexibility to keep motivating their team. The 2025 Employee Street OC purchase plan is a big deal too, aiming to let employees buy shares at a discount. They are requesting 4 million shares, which is about 9.12% of their current outstanding stock. This plan is intended to qualify under Section 423 of the tax code for favorable tax treatment for US employees and has a separate component for employees outside the US. The purchase price is set at a minimum of 85% of the lower of the stock price on the enrollment date or purchase date. The total compensation for James J. Ryu in fiscal year 2025 was over $21 million. This includes about $16.8 million in stock awards and over $3.6 million in cash bonuses. He got a significant increase in his target annual bonus opportunity, going from 150% to 200% of his base salary. Donna Blackman, the CFO, received a total compensation of over $6 million in fiscal year 2025. Her stock awards were valued at over $3.7 million and her bonus over $1.6 million. Her target bonus opportunity also increased from 100% to 150% of her base salary. Todd Goldthwait's total compensation was just over $1.7 million in fiscal year 2025. Interestingly, while he received substantial stock awards, he received no cash bonus for fiscal year 2025. This was because his performance metric value driver revenue fell below the threshold. However, his target bonus opportunity did increase significantly from 50% to 100% of his base salary. Grierson G. McMullen Sr., who joined in March 2025, received stock awards and a prorated bonus, bringing his total compensation to just under $2 million. His target bonus opportunity was set at 75% of his base salary. Vincent W. Mathis, our former general counsel who departed in November 2024, had a total compensation of over $1.8 million for fiscal year 2025, consisting mostly of stock awards. Now let's look at the financials. Stride delivered a strong fiscal year 2025, showcasing impressive revenue growth of over 17%, reaching $2.4 billion. Income from operations also saw a remarkable surge of over 44%. This indicates a healthy improvement in their core business operations and profitability. What really stands out, adjusted EBITDA, a measure of operational profitability, jumped by nearly 46%, reaching $571 million. This signifies solid performance in managing their business operations efficiently. Net income also saw a substantial increase of over 41%, demonstrating Stride's ability to translate its operational success into bottom line profit for shareholders. Alright, let's put on our Warren Buffett hats and decipher what this all means. Stride is definitely on an upward trajectory. Their financial performance in fiscal year 2025 is robust, showing significant growth in revenue, especially in income from operations and adjusted EBITDA. This suggests their business model is working, and their online education services are in high demand. The strong performance is also reflected in their executive compensation, where a large portion is tied to these very metrics, which is a positive alignment for shareholders. The proposed amendments to their equity incentive plan and the new employee stock purchase plan signal a commitment to retaining and motivating their workforce by offering ownership opportunities, which is a smart strategy for long-term growth. The risks seem to be related to the competitive nature of the education technology market and the ongoing need to adapt to evolving educational standards and student engagement strategies. However, their financial strength and growth in demand for their services should help them navigate these challenges. They are also leaning into technology and digital capabilities, which is essential in today's landscape. The increase in share pools for equity awards is a strategic move to attract and retain top talent, which is crucial in a specialized field, like online education. The employee stock purchase plan is also a great way to foster a sense of ownership among all employees from the top down. In conclusion, Stride appears to be in a strong financial position with a clear strategy for growth and talent management. Their leadership also seems to be aligned with shareholder interests through performance-based compensation and stock ownership guidelines. What is your take on Stride's latest report and their future prospects? Do you think these stock plans are a good move for shareholders? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive valuable, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more corporate breakdowns. And as always, check out the Discord link in the description to join the conversation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Corporate Decoder.